Hey guys, welcome back to Hari's Academy. Today we are going to learn about EBS. It is also part of EC2. So let's go to EC2 and then see what is EBS, and we'll learn more in detail about EBS today. So EBS, we have already seen a little bit of it in while creating it as an EC2 instance. We have used the storage, right? If you remember, the storage thing is nothing but called as EBS. EBS is like elastic block storage. Okay, so it is like a hard disk. We are going to learn more in detail about like what exactly it is and all, right? Let me show you where we have seen this. So here in EC2 in the left side, you can see elastic block storage, and then there are volumes, snapshots, and lifecycle manager. Earlier we have learned about snapshots also. When we created an AMI, snapshots get automatically created, right, as a backup for that. So we have already seen this, but anyways, like we'll again start with the EC2 dashboard. Let us start with creating a new instance and see what is EBS all about, where we come to know about EBS more in detail. Now I'll go to launch instance, and as usual I'll be selecting an Ubuntu machine here. I'll search for Ubuntu AMI and then select the first one. Here I'll select the T2 micro, which is a free tier eligible one. I'm not doing any changes here. I'll go to configure instance details. Here I'll select instance as 1. Every other detail I'll keep it as it is. I'll not change anything here. Now I'll go to add storage. This is the place where I was talking about. It's called as EBS, right? We have seen this. For Linux machine it is 8 GB, and for Windows machine it is 30 GB, because based on the softwares and operating system, the size is defined for them. So you can define, you can add new volumes to it, right? That is also called as EBS volume. By default, we have a root volume, wherein we have also one tag which says like delete on termination. If you check this button, it means like whenever you are terminating an EC2 machine, this root storage will be lost, right? So we can uncheck it and again use it for other EC2 also. That is also possible thing, but we haven't learned about it anymore, right? So today we are going to learn on like if 8 GB of data is not sufficient for me, I can add a new volume here. I can add different till 16 terabytes of value. I can add it here, but again it should be again in the free tier eligible thing. So we'll not go in much bigger GB. Just we wanted to see a demo on how EBS can work and how we can extend the volume, and how we can attach a new EBS volume to the particular EC2 machine. That is what we are going to learn today. So I'll just show you how it looks like. Let me open Notepad to explain it more detail. So EBS, what we have learned, EBS is nothing but elastic block storage, right? It is like a hard disk. Think of it as a hard disk, like for every laptop or system or server we have hard disk. So think it as a hard disk drive, which will be storing the data into a magnetic disk or SSD or HDD. There are three or four different varieties where the data can be stored in those formats: HDD or SDD and magnetic disk. Okay, we are not going to learn more in detail about all those. These are all basic things, right? So now what important step here we need to have is like for Linux EC2 machine. For Linux EC2 machine, we have 8 GB of root volume, right? Root EBS volume automatically allocated for this particular machine. And when we are going for a Windows machine, Windows EC2, we have already seen like it is giving 30 GB default volume, default root volume, right? Again, as I told you, this is based on the operating system and the kind of softwares we are going to use it here. So based on that, AWS has given like this is the default root volume for Linux and this is the default volume for EC2. Now there are few limitations of EBS, right? What are the limitations? We'll come to know more in detail now. So whenever we are creating an EBS volume, one limitation is like the EBS volume and EC2 should be in same availability zone. Okay, so if your EC2 is in Mumbai region, and then if your EBS is in US East region, then all, you will not be able to link to these two, right? It should be in the same availability zone. Both both should be in the same availability zone. Second thing is like one EBS volume cannot be assigned to multiple EC2s. So one EBS volume can be assigned to only one EC2. Okay. There are some changes going on recently on this point. I'll let you know more in detail once I have the documentation for this. So I think the new update is like one EBS volume can be assigned to multiple EC2 also. So that update I'll give it to you in the next video. So till then, remember, like this is the this is going to be coming in the exam. I don't know if they have updated the examination also or not, or examination question also. No. So let's go with the same thing. Like one EBS volume can be assigned to only one EC2 for now. Okay. So these are the two limitations we have for EBS. And if I want to share one EBS with volume with other EC2 machines, I will have to go with EFS, which we are going to discuss in next session, which is nothing but elastic file storage. Okay. This is also called as NFS. It uses NFS protocol, and we'll discuss more in detail about it in the next session. So for now, leave it as it is. Now we are going to see a demo on like how EBS works. So we have already seen like how to create an EC2 with a default EBS volume of 8 GB or something. But now what we are trying to do a demo is, initially what we are trying to do, we will try to create a Ubuntu machine, Ubuntu EC2 machine first, and then second step would be with the default volumes, with the default root volume for EBS. Okay. Second point what we are trying to do is, we will try to add additional storage, additional EBS volume of 1 GB. Okay. We'll add 1 GB of additional volume and then try to add some file to it. This newly created EBS volume. Okay. EBS volume. Fourth point what we'll do is, we will also verify that the file which we have stored, the file stored is stored on the new volume only. Okay, we'll verify that also, new volume. Okay. So next point, we will try to terminate. We will terminate the EC2 instance, which also terminates the root volume, but our new volume should be still there. Our new volume should still exist, right? So these are the few things which we are going to learn in the demo. So we'll have the demo session in the next video. So thank you so much for watching.